Let's talk money. Welcome back to the channel, and it's time for another financial check-in. That is so weak because this is hotel coffee. Good morning, everybody. It is already that time. It has been a month since I posted the video about our debt. I will link it here if you haven't had a chance to see it. Our initial debt was $79,804.49 when I made that video last month. The only thing that was missing in that video is we had sold my smart car in Florida because we just relocated back to New York a couple months ago. And we sold the car in Florida, and then we used that money from that car to pay my father-in-law towards a Prius that he sold us that he owned outright. So we didn't make enough on the smart car to pay the Prius in full. So there is a gap in that loan. We're buying the Prius for $5,500, and we were able to pay him $4,000 from what we got for the smart car. So there is a little bit of overlap where like we paid down quite a bit more this past month, but because of the car, I had to tack $1,500 back on for the car. So I'll go over all the numbers for you. But the most exciting thing is that we have paid $2,481.30 to debt in the month of October, which is amazing. And this is coming off the heels of us finishing our RV trip, and Mike was not working yet. He did get a job with New York State Department of Agriculture. He has now started that job. His first paycheck is not coming for a couple of weeks, so that is something else that we're balancing with the finances, is the delay in their first paycheck and trying to balance everything out after the trip and just trying to basically stay above water with all of the different loans that we have. Debt was $79,804.49. We managed to pay off we had two TJ Maxx cards. One was in Mike's name and one was in my name, so those are both paid off. We were able to pay off our BJ's credit card, which I feel like in the month of October we added to that like 200 more. So we basically like bought groceries and then paid it off immediately. We had a Kohl's credit card that we paid off. And then we had an Amazon credit card that I will put all of the numbers on the screen now to show you like how much debt we still owe versus what we paid off. But the Amazon card was pretty high last month. And so now we're down to $125 on that one, I think it is. And that's honestly actually our last marriage counseling appointment or our last therapy appointment, because it's auto set to pay on that credit card. So I do want to change that to a debit card. One thing that we have been doing in October is everything's going on the debit. What used to happen is if Mike was spending on the debit card, I would get notifications and I would be like, hey, why are you spending $10 here? Why are you spending $20 there? But then I had the credit cards and I was going out and doing unnecessary spending and not trying to hide it from him, but because I do most of the finances and I find it fun and he doesn't, he would end up not really knowing about it, and then I would pay it off, and then I'd come to him like, we're still in debt. Yeah, it's because, Gabby, you also have very bad money habits as well. Yeah, the only card that went up in this past month of October is I did open a United credit card. I travel for work and they reimburse me at the end of the month. So basically I buy all of my own food on my own card, and then they pay me back for it every other week or something like that. So the United card is now at $459.26. So that United card is all work-related spending. I'm actually here in a hotel in Tampa for work this week, and Mike said we got 2 checks in the mail from my company. So that's definitely what that is inside those envelopes. So when I get home, we can submit those checks via mobile deposit, and then we can pay that card off. So I don't know I'm counting it towards our total debt because it's on our debt spreadsheet, but it's a little bit different. It's just, honestly, I like travel, and so I was like, if I'm gonna spend this money, might as well spend that on a card that will rack me up some mileage points for flights, because we do, obviously like to travel. So if we had not included the Prius, we actually paid down our debt to $75,823.19. So that's almost $4,000. But then with the car coming back into the mix, having to that we owe a $1,500 additional to that. With the car, our total debt today is $77,323.19. So again, I am very happy with that number. I think we did a great job considering we are on one income right now. We do get other streams of income. So let me just clarify that it's not just my salary coming in and now Mike's salary coming in. Mike gets a disability check for some injuries from when he served in the Army. And then my RVs with Gabby YouTube channel is monetized. So this channel's not monetized yet. We are really trying to get there. We are halfway to our goal in subscriber count. And I think we're like 1/5 of the way in watch hours. So really what's important is we get people to watch this channel more than subscribe to the channel. I'm not really worried about subscribers. That being said, I do collect another small amount of money monthly from YouTube earnings for the RV channel, right? So there's another stream of income. And then there's a third stream of income. I have a sponsor for that channel. Liquefied pays me to promote their product in every video that I post on the RV channel. So this is how we have that extra cash flow coming in every month besides just my salary right now. And then in a couple weeks, Mike's salary will join us, that I was able to kind of plow through some of this. I also get a quarterly bonus that comes, honestly, I prefer it that way because that means that I know it's coming and I can slot it for something instead of it being part of my salary. Then I have that extra little bit of money. Or if I sell an RV, because I can still sell within my company, then that extra money gets applied to whatever. One thing that I did in Tampa while I was at my mom's house this weekend was I laid out all of our needed expenses. So like once we pay off all this debt, what is necessary to keep the house running, right? And I think it was about $4,300 a month, something like that. So once I figured out that number, I took Mike's salary and my salary combined monthly and tried to figure out how much money we could actually throw at this debt to pay it off. We are currently contributing 15% of the check into our savings account and 15% of, these are my checks, 15% into savings and 15% into our house rental fund because we own a house in Orlando that is now being rented out. So that is just kind of an emergency fund in case something goes wrong with that house. So I actually factored it with that 30% missing, right? We did find a church in New York. We want to go back to tithing, so that I do have to do the math on that. I might actually just do 5% in savings and that other 10% go to tithing. But either way, what you end up getting is we could pay it all off. I think it was like 16 months. It was like 2 years if we didn't contribute anything to saving. Or no, if we contributed that 30% elsewhere, it would be like 2 years. If we stopped doing that 30% and kind of just hammered it, it was going to be by the end of next summer. So the end of summer 2026. I did not factor in my bonuses. I did not factor in the YouTube money. I did not factor in his disability, right? So I tried to keep it on the, modest side so that we could just plow through it the harder we worked. But I am glad that I finally have a clear vision, and I think this channel is going to be great for holding me accountable. I posted a short a week or two ago about, going into the store and wanting to spend money and leaving. I have been doing that quite frequently now. I did go to Old Navy and spend $100 yesterday on some new sweaters and a new pair of work pants and a belt because I really needed the belt for work. Of course, I walked in for the belt and walked out with $100 worth of stuff. But 2 of them were turtlenecks that I've been searching for turtlenecks for about 6 months on Amazon for Christmas, right? Like it's a green turtleneck and a red turtleneck. Maybe I'll put a video here, I don't know. But I was really hoping to find turtlenecks and I kept looking on Amazon and then I kept not buying them. So that is another thing that we did. We took the Amazon credit card off of the Amazon account. So now anything we spend on Amazon is coming right out of that debit account instead of going on the Prime card and we never see it and it kind of just racks up over time. I think Amazon's my biggest offender, honestly. That and then like going out to like TJ Maxx and Sierra and Target randomly on like a weekend when I'm bored. Gabby, just go to an Orange Theory fitness class and you'll be fine. But yeah, this has been a financial check-in and update with what is going on our end. Super excited to see those numbers go down, especially now that Mike is starting his job. In a couple of weeks, at the beginning of December, he'll get his first paychecks and he's getting like 3 paychecks at once. so we can really utilize that and figure out, okay, we can pay off the rest of the Prius, we can, pay down this card, we can immediately start tackling this debt. And then the last thing that we are going to do, if we can, is we're working on getting a personal loan in Mike's name to pay down the RV so that we can sell it. And if that's the case, then it would wipe $26,000 of that debt away. So instead of holding on to it and paying insurance and paying a storage fee and all that, we are probably going to put it on consignment and just say goodbye to it. It was a great season of life. It is the end of that season. It didn't work out for us. I am much more comfortable consigning it and getting rid of $26,000 of our debt than trying to hold on to it and it not really being used. I think the only thing I would like to figure out is if I can sell my 1,000 Trails membership to somebody else who can enjoy it, because we're going to be paying $250 for the next year and a half on it, and we're not even going to use it ourselves. So that would be the only thing. But yeah, that is a check-in on our debt journey. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.